Hey everybody, welcome back to the Highland Fox. Today we're here to talk about the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix.
I'm proud of us. We actually said the race. We didn't just get excited and jump right in.
Because there's a lot to jump into with this one.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's talking about it, but Carlos Sainz had appendicitis after practice 2 and had to get surgery. So they called up an 18-year-old to replace Carlos Sainz in a Ferrari car. Yeah. And Ollie Bearman.
Could you imagine? He gets pole on F2, gets out of the car, and Ferrari's like, congratulations on your pole. You're not going to be racing because you're racing F1 now. Like, that's the best of situations.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he hops in a Ferrari, does FP3 that's truncated because of red flags, and then hops in 11th on the grid for qual, kills qual, almost knocks out Hamilton, and then on the hardest track on the calendar, and finishes 7th. Kid's got 6 points. And
if you look at that final lap that he did, it looked like Norris and Hamilton were battling each other and were going to go up and maybe push Ollie back. Yeah. He had a faster lap on old hards than Norris and Hamilton did that last lap, and they were both on softs. Yeah. So I know people are like, oh, well, he's in a Ferrari. But, like, he was still going against Mercedes and McLaren.
Right.
They're not Haas.
And, again, the hardest track.
Yeah.
And those last few laps when he was under pressure, he had similar lap times as Leclerc. Kid's got talent.
I was very impressed.
Yeah.
I do think we will be seeing some more of him. I was very impressed. And then, of course, I was like, oh, my gosh, he's going to be so emotional. I wonder what he's going to say. And then he's like, oh, yeah, I made some mistakes. Yeah, I'm like, oh my gosh, you're so 18.
Right, that 18 just don't even know you could be wrong. He's never done anything bad. Yeah. Who gets a seat first, Ollie or Liam Lawson from last year?
I don't know, because I feel like Lawson's so good and he's just waiting.
Right.
I don't know. We talk about it. I know other podcasters talk about it. There needs to be more teams.
There needs to be.
There's not enough turnover, and there's people that I think have seats that I think could find another career path. I think it's
the most subtle shot at Stroll you've ever done. Who ended up in the wall. The 18-year-old who's on the hardest track didn't end up in the wall, but Stroll did. Comment down below who you think. Comment down below who you guys think should be off the grid next year and who Ollie and Liam should replace.
I don't know. I think there needs to be more teams, just something.
Right. I agree.
I think there's a few racers that could. I don't know. Is it?
Yeah.
Is it your time? But I think Lawson deserves a shot, and Ollie, I was really impressed. He's 18. But, I mean, Max was 17 when he came in. Now, I'm not saying he's like the next Max Verstappen.
No.
But I do think Ollie he showed a really good race. That's all I'm saying. And I was impressed.
He is 10th in the F1 standings and is last in F2, which is where he's competing, which is hilarious to me.
Yeah, I want to be like, oh, poor kid, but, like, you got points in your very first F1 race.
6th.
Yeah, like...
bold prediction, he finishes the season...
higher than
Alpine.
Yeah.
He will finish the season with more points than Alpine. That's my bold prediction right now. Because Max won again. We didn't even talk about it. Yeah. Max is going to win all 24. We're probably not going to talk about that most of the time.
Yeah, Perez got second,
of course.
Whatever.
Right?
And then,
But then I guarantee 6. Well, guarantee is a strong word. But my bold prediction is Ollie, with 6 points, has more points at the end of the season than Alpine.
I mean, at this point, it's not really bold. It's like, well, yeah.
Does Alpine get points this season?
Oh my gosh. Okay. I mean, that was my other like talking point for today. Like, what is going on? Because Alpine has had a lot of new investors, like a new life breathed into it.
Ryan Reynolds is one of the investors.
Yeah. And so like, we know he can take a crap team and turn it into something.
Wrexham.
But I don't know. There's a lot going on there. And like Gasly had gearbox issues on the formation lap and just...
What does he think? He's Charles Leclerc? Doesn't even make it around for the formation lap?
And then, I don't know, Ocon just looks like he's walking. Like he just, I don't know.
It was crazy watching, like, cars pass Ocon.
Yeah.
I thought, in qual, when they have to move out of the way because someone's on a hot lap, that's what Ocon looked like. He was like, oh, okay, you're on your hot lap, and you just, like, pull away. And he was fighting, but, like, so it's not on Ocon.
No, I do need to do some more research and into what's going on with their team because
they just lost their technical director too.
Yeah.
So.
Alpine, I'm just flabbergasted.
Yeah.
With where they've come from, where they're going. I don't know.
Yeah. So Alpine's a train wreck. There's one every season. It's them this season. Tag, you're it. The race itself, 1 through 6 was pretty boring. It was pretty straightforward. Mm-hmm. 7 was Ollie, so everyone was panicking the whole time if he was going to make it.
Yeah, the Oliver, Piastri,
Norris,
Hamilton,
all that.
That was fun.
Yeah.
And then
10 through 18.
Yeah.
10 through 18, it got spicy.
Yeah, so
because that's how boring the season is.
Kevin Magnussen in a Haas
is chaos.
Just was like, you know what? I'm going to be chaotic evil today and just hold up like 12 through the rest of the pack and do a DRS train so Hulkenberg, their other driver, could get 1 point. And because, I mean, Kevin Magnussen had like 20 seconds in penalties.
Yeah.
So at that point, you're like, your race is done.
Right.
So, I mean, he took one for the team. And he did it to an art form.
It was beautiful.
Beautiful.
Like, he was just so chaotic.
Phenomenal.
Just getting penalties left and right. He's the new Ocon. And then holding everybody up so no one could do anything. Mm-hmm. Built a big enough gap that Hulkenberg was able to pit out in front of Magnussen and still finish 10th. That's insane.
Just, I don't know how he did it.
That's galaxy brain.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
It was so good.
Him and then every other driver behind him was 0.4 seconds or under. Right. And no one could get around him.
Yeah. It was literally like 11 through 18.
Like Ollie definitely deserved driver of the day for being 18, first race, cool, all that stuff.
Right, yeah.
Awesome fun. I don't know. I could have made an argument for a K-Mag. Like, that was impressive too, buddy.
Right. And he at least made the race interesting, right? Because, like, again, Max was up by 8 seconds. He was coasting. Perez was up by 12 seconds on Leclerc. He was coasting. Leclerc was in his own little world. I didn't even see
Leclerc at all. The one time they showed him, I was like, now what's wrong? And it was just to genuinely check in.
Yeah. He had a 12-second gap from Perez in second. And then fourth was Russell, I think, right? Mm-hmm. Who had a 12-second gap behind him. So Leclerc was in his own race.
Yeah.
So literally there was no race besides Ollie running away from Norris and Hamilton and K-Mag DRS train. Weirdly exciting race.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I love when I get excited over like 15th or something, you know? It's like, wow! But,
yeah.
So like really weird things to be excited about this race. So like, I don't know. It wasn't like normally textbook. I'd be like, oh, that doesn't look that exciting. But I thought it was.
Yeah.
I stood up a few times and jumped around.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
So I enjoyed it.
Yeah. It's called the small victories, right? Because you know who's going to get the real victory, so you got to find something else to get excited about.
Find our silver linings.
Right.
And I think
we found one this race. Thanks, K-Mag. So
appreciate it.
This is the last Saturday race of the year. We're going back to Sundays now.
Good. It keeps throwing me off.
Yeah. I'm getting ready for work on Sunday morning, and I'm like, what am I doing with my life? But yeah, so that's the last Saturday race. Next week, no race.
Yeah, and then
week after, we're in Australia. So for us Americans, it'll be at midnight.
I think it's a midnight or 1 a.m.
So I probably will watch it the next day.
Yeah.
But other than that, we look forward to seeing you guys then.